Well, you won't get a lemon from Toyota of Orange.
Wrestling buddies want to be your buddy.
Drug-free's the way to be.
What do you think you're doing?
Well, Miss Musso, we were just doing a promo.
Welcome to Home Wrestling League.
I am Penny Dreadful, joined by Drew No Gimmicks Needed Radley and Crystal the Casual at the Unicorn Soundboard. And this is Home Wrestling League. And goddamn, was it a busy week for wrestling? The perfect storm of letting contracts lapse. I said that right.
Yes, you did.
Okay, let's get right into it. The man Becky Lynch is currently a free agent, taking some time off. Look, I'm not convinced, even with her hints, because she's been dropping a lot of heavy hits, which is interesting. When it's time to walk away, when I leave it better than I found it. I'm not convinced that she would sign anywhere else, not because like she wouldn't do it, you know, just to kind of in that same edge way, kind of mix it up and do something else, but because I don't think that they would be dumb enough to let their arguably biggest homegrown talent walk away like that. Like,
So,
is she just kind of playing them? Like, see who's gonna give it the biggest bag? Is that it?
I mean, it's contract negotiation, yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, but
Yeah.
at the same time, no matter how this shakes out, when she comes back, she's going to be the highest paid female professional wrestler
Ever of all time.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's no way it shakes out because
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte has been like the anointed goat, but
Mm-hmm.
the most popular of the four horsewomen is
Yeah.
Becky.
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly what they make, but I think Charlotte is like maybe just under over a million, or maybe still in like the 6-figure range.
She would, yeah, they would have to give her a mil, but
Yeah.
Becky is 50% of the reason why the first WrestleMania ever was
The main event, why it was so popular.
The first women-led main
Mhm.
event
Mhm.
ever was so popular. Like
Mhm.
it was because of Ronda Rousey star power and Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Flair was just added for shits
Just
and giggles.
for shits and giggles. I was gonna say, like, just cause.
Yeah.
Like the others to me have made the jump. I guess most nominally from WWE, like Danielson, Adam Cole, Punk. Like they had been vocal about their unhappiness, so I was never surprised about any of those. Like when they did and when I heard about it. Edge was also less surprising because he was definitely at the edge of like a cycle, and like he had kind of wrapped something up there, and he was about to take time off anyway, so it wasn't super surprising when he turned up in AEW. And anyone coming from New Japan wouldn't surprise me because of the partnership there. Like when Okada was in the middle of seeing what he was going to do, I wouldn't have been surprised. Same with Ospreay. Like anyone moving from over there to over here and going to AEW, it's not going to surprise me. But Becky going to AEW at this point would surprise me. Not necessarily because she's been a lifer, but because her situation is so different from everybody else's. It's not quite the same. Like she's been happy where she is.
There's a difference between being the highest paid female professional wrestler in wrestling, and there's a difference between being the highest paid female professional wrestler in the WWE.
There is. Yes.
One sounds cool, the other one like, oh shit, this is a big fucking deal.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's likely she'll go to AEW.
She's not going anywhere. Like,
yeah, no. She's just going home for a little while. Exactly.
Let her take some time off.
Yeah.
Go back to Iowa and use a coffee shop and shit, and maybe have another kid.
Oh my God, that would mean even longer.
Yeah,
but less. Everyone would probably be so pissed if that happened. And yet it would be cool. I gotta admit, because that would make it even more like absence makes the heart grow fonder kind of thing. And she's done the work in this period of her being back. She's actually put people over how you're supposed to, like actively in matches and when she speaks. She's good.
Yeah, like Becky has no problem putting people over.
Right,
like,
right.
That is something that, because when she came up, when she got to the main roster, that's what she was there for. Like people were on her side and shit, but like it was was Becky Lynch. Like it wasn't two belts Becky or
Yeah.
that
Took time.
big time Bex.
Mhm.
It wasn't the man.
Yeah.
So like it took her a lot of time to get to where she got to.
Yeah.
And then when she got there and figured out her character, she
Mhm.
was been singing. Like when you read her book, she talks about how she wanted to put over Shayna
Oh.
for that WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But it's one of those Vince McMahon
Mhm.
calls where you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Like
I'm still holding out hope for Shayna. I love Shayna. She deserves so much.
yeah,
Yeah.
like she deserves the best stuff.
Mhm.
Like I feel like there was I know we could have our weekly let's share on Vince thing, but there was just this weird time where when a wrestler needed to turn heel, they didn't.
Mm. Mhm. I've been thinking about that for Naomi, actually. Has Naomi ever worked as a heel?
A little bit,
Yeah.
but not.
But not like full on.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's. I don't think she can do heel because I mean she could do heel, but like I feel like there's more money in her being a babyface than a heel. It's like
true.
it's kind of like when Rey Mysterio was a heel at the end of
Right.
WCW. And
Yes.
like, who you fooling?
Yes. What it didn't quite hit.
Mm.
Who you
But
fooling?
yeah, like if you go back there, the John Cena was going to turn heel right after he lost to The Rock.
Mhm.
Like he had it was like a last second thing where Vince McMahon was just like, CM Punk can't sell out arenas, so we're just gonna keep going with John. We're gonna keep going with John, and like
Tough
if
business.
you can even go down the like rabbit hole and find out like he was gonna change his costume, he was gonna wrestle in singlets. He had there's a theme that's out on YouTube, his heel theme,
Really?
and it's him rapping, and
Ugh,
it's like
Loyalty, respect, a legend. We never kill him. Coming in the Loyalty, respect.
yeah, and it's just this really aggressive song, and you're like,
Mhm.
it could have been cool,
Mhm.
like, but at the same time, like, you know,
Yeah.
what was there, and like,
Yeah. Now he's
yeah.
frozen forever as babyface, which I guess it's fine.
There's a baby face in WWE
Mhm.
and heel in real life, because if you ever watch Total Divas, that motherfucker
Oh yeah, I've seen bits and pieces of it.
like John Cena didn't turn heel in WWE, but he was
Like he didn't need to because he was heel everywhere else.
man. He was like, was it the time that he got mad at Nikki for surprising him with a gift, or was it the other time that he got mad at Nikki for eating her allotted calories so they couldn't go to dinner? Yeah,
God damn. But it was an eventful NXT. Look, I'm gonna start watching now. Because did you see Sexy Red and Heartbreak Kid? That was very interesting. Because
I watch
I don't
NXT
care about
every
no
week.
Sexy Red on a regular day.
I love that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because of her rapping.
I just like when a female rapper is just like, "This is who I am."
That's true. Yes. Mhm.
Like
They
I
just
mean, they
lean
don't
very
have,
hard into whoever they are. Yeah.
they don't have to be like sexy or anything. I just love when they're like, "This is
Mhm.
who I am as a
Mhm.
person," and
Mhm.
like.
Yeah.
Like Meg is global and for white people a little bit. She's a little whitewashed, but Sexy Red is for the hood. Like
That's
NXT,
true. That's
NXT
true.
is the show for the blacks. Like that's what's going on now.
That's very true. They seem to be steering it in that direction. Yes.
Yeah, Kevin Scampoli is shitting himself.
Was she fun on the show? Because I just
Oh,
saw bits and pieces.
Oh yeah, she came
Alright.
out and the crowd was chanting, "Get it, sexy," and then Booker T was just like, "Oh my god, oh lordy lord," and like he's just hyping her,
He just
hyping
turned
her
into
up.
Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, and it is that thing where people online were just like, "Man, he must have had a conversation with Charmel when he got home," because like he was just like bigging her up, just like, oh Lord. And yeah, it was. I mean, it's a black ass show.
Is she gonna be in the ring at all, or was it just like a one-off kind of appearance kind of thing?
So the announcement was when they had The Rock's very fine acting daughter,
Fine acting, acceptable
acting daughter on there. She announced that Sexy Red is going to be the host of their pay-per-view event next week.
Oh, okay. That's gonna be a time. Okay. All right. I'm strapped in. I guess crazy as crazy does, because these next defenses for the NXT champs came through the forbidden revolving door. Title of this episode, probably. Roxanne's next defense is against Jordan Grace. You text me and I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why?
I didn't expect her to show up.
Me neither.
At all. Like, it was awesome seeing her at the Royal Rumble. I'm like,
right? And then you figured that must be it for the time, because it's like a special occasion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I was sitting next to Crystal and like, oh my God, when it happened. Because like, it's a big deal in the wrestling world. And so when she showed up, it was just like, oh shit, this is cool.
Yeah.
And it's so weird because TNA is starting to like lay off staff and all this other stuff. So
really?
Like, okay. Yeah. So Jordan's doing this so like she can make a play to
get set up.
Yeah, like
makes perfect sense.
No one looks like her on that. I mean, the only person that looks like her is Ivy Nile.
That's true. And she's a lot more brolic than Ivy.
And she's a lot more brolic than Ivy. And also does Ivy Isles gimmick better than Ivy Isles.
Right? Like, that's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, like she does the gimmick better. And she's faster than all the girls.
Yes.
And she's just all around better. Like that Royal Rumble instance.
Yeah. It was too short, but it was very memorable.
Yeah. Exactly.
And she felt like she belonged there.
Yeah.
Because at the time I didn't know that she was in TNA. I actually thought she was from NXT.
Yeah, she's traveled the world. So, you know,
that's gonna be an interesting match.
Yeah. Like
they're both great. They're both so strong in the ring.
But it's that hilarious thing where you see Roxanne now, and then you see Jordan Grace, and then you know that it's leading up to Roxanne against Julia, and you're like, those are two brolic ass women. Roxanne Perez, if she escapes this, she could be considered one of the all-time greats. Yeah, because they will ragdoll the fuck out of that girl.
They will dog walk her.
Like, there has to be shenanigans for Roxanne Perez to be Jordan Grace, but I could accept that. Like, Roxanne Perez is not gonna just be like, well, like if it's a roll up, then I'm like, that's a little too much. But like, if Roxanne Perez like beats her with brass knuckles and then spray paints her eyes and just does some other shit, I'm like, okay, that was good.
Yes.
But yeah.
She'll shenan once, she'll shenan again.
Exactly.
I'm excited to see it either way. And Trick's next defense is against Ethan Page. Of all people to show up, Ethan Page. Like I like Ethan a lot. I gotta be honest, because his face is nice to look at. He's pretty. But I enjoyed what I saw from him over in AEW. Always wanted to see more from him and never seemed to get that, and eventually as time went on he just disappeared. So I knew he was going to leave, but I figured he would just be on the indies for a while, or maybe turn up in TNA, maybe go to Japan. Him turning up at NXT was not on my bingo card. Did not see it coming at all.
No,
I could have guessed Sean Spears, sure. Ethan Page, not at all. Had he been there? Has he even been in WWE before?
If he was in developmental.
Yes.
It's funny because Jordan found out late, and then they signed Ethan Page late. So they met up at the same hotel.
Oh, really?
and they were just like, "Hey, what's going on? What are you doing here?"
Yes.
And they're just being coy because neither of them know why they're there.
What's going on?
And then one of
yeah.
them actually let it slip, like, "I'm gonna be at NXT," and she's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna be at NXT too."
Yes.
Okay, we can now talk about this. So
Yes.
yeah, neither of them knew. And Roxanne Perez made it a point not to know that she was gonna be facing Jordan Grace. Like she didn't want to find out. She didn't want to look at the rundown sheet. She didn't want to look at shit. So her actual reaction to Jordan Grace coming out is the actual reaction she had.
Perfect. That's the right move, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like she was as surprised as all of us. I think that Ethan and Trick is a good matchup because they're both good, but who wrestling wise, who edges out who there? Like who is
Ethan.
slightly better? Ethan? Yes, thank you.
Ethan, like
yes.
Trick's only been doing this for a couple years. Ethan's been doing it for a little bit.
Yes.
If the match is going to be what it is, I think it's just more to get Ethan Page through the door. Like
yes,
Ethan Page, like his limit at NXT would most likely be North America champion.
Not the black belt.
It's like, I mean, White's got to win it too. And I think he is one of those guys that can do better there than he did at AEW. Like Brian Pillman Jr. is like, it is what it is. Like I don't
that's true.
Yeah, I'm not. He's not main eventing shit. Like he's just there.
Yes.
But Ethan Page, you know, he could potentially have a good run.
Yes, definitely. Give him the chance. That's what I always say. Give him the chance.
Yeah.
Because I always thought he was good on the mic and had a good presence. Like let him develop it, and he could be real good.
Yeah, I think the Dan Lambert thing when he was in AEW fucked him a little bit.
I don't remember what it was.
When they had the MMA guy come and cut promos, and him and Scorpio Sky were the tag team.
Oh God, yeah. See, it just wasn't giving over there. It was just not giving over there. So good for him. I'm very happy for him. I'm gonna start watching NXT now because I always enjoyed Ethan Page. And if they're gonna like really mix it up and give me some surprises, I'm for it.
Yeah,
this is good. All right, so moving into Dynamite Collision because I think I want to kind of combine everything. So when someone celebrates a win in that same, you know, having the balloons and all that crap, is that more of a face thing or a heel thing? Because I kind of think it works either way. I'm not clear what they wanted to do, like what they wanted to be.
I don't think she knows exactly at all.
Yes.
Because she's getting a little bit of the booze.
Yeah.
However,
and yet she was still like, Willow, I don't know why you didn't see that coming, but I hope when you come back you kick their ass. I'm like, I don't know where is it you want to go. Do you just want to hang real straight in the tweener section? That's fine if you do. That's fine.
Like there's a way to get Mercedes like over. And I'm shocked that none of the women in AEW want to do it, but the way you get over in the company is intergender wrestling. That will get a woman over instantaneously. Like if I'm Mercedes, I'm trying to find a way that I can work with Danielson.
Oh, interesting.
Like that.
Do their gimmicks fit right now though?
No, it's the thing where the first woman that intergender wrestles on AEW is going to be the most over woman on that roster. And WWE's not going to do it because they don't like the violence on women because Chris Benoit murdered his wife. And
you're right, because Willow powerbombed somebody. I can't remember who it was, but it was a man not too long ago. And she got a pop for that. And ever since then, we've been seeing her on a kick.
The bear of the House of Black.
The bear. Not Brody. No.
I think
Buddy. Gotta be Buddy.
No, she was in that match with Brody, and Brody sold one of her moves.
Get the wow. Then hey, yes, yeah. That because he's a fucking big dude. You're right. Yes, but it's true that doing that would automatically get her over. But who and where, and what situation would you put her in there with? It's a little shaky. Sky Blue straight up saying it was her that attacked Mercedes in the dark that time.
Yeah, no, that
Pretty
was
boring.
That was dumb. That was dumb.
Yeah,
You could have let that go and like see
we all
this
forgot.
is this I got a job lead to be an editor and a producer editor at AEW, and I'm like, I could do it significantly better, but I would have to move to Tennessee, and I don't want to do that.
Yes,
I don't want to do that. Like pay
Tennessee
me.
of all people. Oh God,
That's the weirdest part about that, where I see the thing and I'm like, what? Sky Blue and her had a good match. It just, you could have
everyone hit their spots. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
you could have milked that, and then what could have happened was you could have had, if you were going to try to sign somebody else, then you could have been like, I was the one who attacked you. Instead of, hey, I'm already on the roster, and you know.
Or why wasn't it Stat? We all thought it was Stat. Now that she's a straight up heel, that would have made more sense.
It would have made more sense, but you know they want to do Stat just like eviscerating people now, which I can understand. Like she's physically dominant.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that was a weird way to open the show.
Yeah.
I mean, glad that we got a match for Mercedes, that night. Good.
Yeah, it was just nice to see her work.
Amen.
Amen. We had 2 months of promos from a person who's not known for their promos. So like now that they're wrestling, you're like, oh, this is why you paid for her.
Exactly. And I'm kind of enjoying some of the hate she's getting online because people are like, oh, she's overrated. Like, y'all forgot who she was. And that's okay. You'll remember. We'll see more. We'll see her wrestle more, and you'll remember why she is who she is. It's fine. Sit.
Yeah, a lot of people really have this weird thing against Mercedes, but she's one of the reasons why NXT is what it is, and
100%.
And honestly, without those 4 women, I don't think Monday Night Raw would even be
100%. 100%.
Like those 4 women single-handedly changed professional wrestling in America. Like if it wasn't for them in the late 2010s, like none of what was. I mean, we just had a conversation. Becky is half of the reason why that WrestleMania main event happened, and it's because of those women, and why that shit happens.
Yep. Jericho's learning tree bullshit continues to get over.
I told you.
You did. Okay, you did, and he's the Madonna of wrestling, whatever. But and I was like, ugh, what's going on? And you were like, what's happening? The tree and the green carpet in the middle of the ring, just fucking shoot me. It looked like a Barney set. Like it looked like big comfy couch. It looked PBS. Like, do we have to see it every week? I'm so annoyed.
It will get over. Like the fact that it
already is because now he's got Big Bill.
No, but the sets, because they're so the sets.
Because they're so annoying.
Yes, honestly, like if he was just like, all right, let's go over to learn. And like he can make a shirt of that. Like it's wrestling is about getting over, and once you get over, once you get over, then most of the hardest part is done, and then now you can like wrestle. Like LA Knight is not the best wrestler, but he got over, so the hard part is over for LA Knight.
All you gotta do is come out and say no, say 2 of his things and it's done.
Yeah, and get him and then embarrass Carmelo on the mic because Carmelo fucked up his line. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But you know, honestly, in like knowing wrestling for as long as I have, if I was Brian Keith
Mhm.
and Jericho had that long-winded speech about why do you want to learn from the learning tree? If I'm
Mhm.
Brian Keith, I'm literally just saying money. That's it. Like, you say nothing else. You say nothing else. You would get over so fast if you had one word
Money.
responses to things. Like
It's true.
everybody would be like, shh, be quiet, be quiet. He's gonna say something.
Yes.
He said the one thing. He said the one thing.
That's true. They're not gonna do it though.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in Glendale, California, not in fucking Tennessee helping out.
But I guess part of the reason why it's going to be going over is that he's, building this new group, and Hook now has Joe appear to be teaming up against the tree. Like you always need someone to work off of for something to work.
Mhm.
And now I'm interested in seeing it for the simple fact that I just want someone to beat you up and, because you're just fucking annoying me. And that's all you need. I guess I can show appreciation for the fact that he's just taking every part of his performance and gimmick and just kind of rearranging everything. It's fine. It's cool, I guess. Go ahead. And I'll admit I'm happy for Brian Keith because I like him and I want to see him doing something else. Like, if this is the way he's going to get people over, sure. I prefer it over just like beating someone and it just being like that. Because if he wasn't doing this and just had that title and wasn't doing something else, then it would be super annoying. But he is. And so, I got to be less annoyed. Whatever. I still think he should go home. Just take a break, but whatever.
Go home, Jericho.
Go home. Okay.
Go home, Roger.
Must admit that go home, Roger. Seriously. I must admit they've been making good use of their TV time to feature like more of the roster on TV, like mostly the guys who need the development, like in Collision, guys who I like get the name of, like I guess the Mogul Embassy is Cage of Agony now. How many times people got to use agony in something? It's getting on my nerves. It's like they use like 5 words and just rearrange them. But
I'm in agony from hearing all those times.
Hello, God. I kind of wonder if TK isn't really actually in charge right now because the shows are making more sense.
There was a weird tweet that my friend Dame, friend of the show, he was just like, Tony Khan just put out a meme or a GIF a couple hours ago saying like, "See, I'm not that bad of a guy," and it's just like,
What the hell?
everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? And like, no one knows. So like, I don't know what's going on. Probably Tony's probably doing drugs or,
Oh, please no, God. But it seems like maybe this is just a good period of time, but it seems to be making more sense overall because Dynamite was a good show. It was strong the whole time. I would be more willing to refer to Luchasaurus as Killswitch if he gave me a reason. Like, there doesn't seem to be anything developing there as to a reason why they would call him Killswitch. Like, give me a QR code. Give me something. It's like you just started calling him something new and did nothing else with it.
Yeah, he was.
Is it that you wanted to change the because it didn't fit like the patriarchy? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. It's,
because Luchasaurus, the name made sense, of course, when he was teaming with Jack. And I guess when you have him in this group with Christian and them, you gotta give him something new, I guess. But I don't get it at all.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna wear the mask, you're fucking Luchasaurus. Like, it's a weird
Give him
thing.
a new mask at least.
And now, like, Swerve cut his hair for revenge
Mhm.
because I always love the hair versus hair thing because it's usually like a balding guy.
Yes.
Just like, fuck, I need to cut my hair.
Yeah.
And like they'll my favorite ones are the times where somebody just cuts their hair.
Mm-hmm.
just like 1 week, and the next week you're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" All right.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah,
expect
Kyle
that.
O'Reilly had a random haircut. And I was like, oh, okay, fine,
Mm.
cool.
But
give me a reason for it. Come on.
a hair versus hair match is one of the better matches in professional wrestling because there has to be a resolution.
That's true. Yes. They can't get out of it.
No.
Yes.
Like
you definitely will see something silly in the ring.
Like you can't talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Like you're getting that haircut.
Exactly. That's true. Yes. We got a pretty good promo from Stat. I'm gonna love heel Stat. This is gonna be fun. But I'm a little bit confused as to why she would be the person to say, yes, Trent is joining the Don Callis family. And by the way, he pulled up like he was going to a wake, which I guess is what you do when you're a heel. You wear different clothes.
I made a joke a couple weeks back where I said the part in Austin Powers where the guy is trying to stop the slow moving steamroller. Yes. That's how that was when Don Callis was just like, I'm going to sign somebody to the Don Callis group. Right? And I'm like, I wonder, the guy that you've been watching his matches these past couple weeks because Orange Cassidy has been out there, but it's not Orange Cassidy. Like,
that was an obvious one.
Yeah, but I think Stat did it because of the whisper.
Yes.
That happened weeks ago.
Same. But I kind of felt like that because of that whisper they were going to be in a group together. And I guess they're not, which is fine. But whatever. But it's working for me.
I mean, there was in the 80s they would have like villains just hang out and just be buddies because they were just shitbags.
Exactly. Yes.
Like when the Macho King got his scepter, there was a bunch of heels out there just like applauding it.
Yes.
Like it was a big thing in the heel community in the WWF where they're just like, oh man, that's so great. Yeah. We're all pieces of shit, but like I'm really happy for that piece of shit.
It's true. Yeah. Maybe that's what they're doing. And it's fun to see it that way. The Bucks came out, and of course, because Edge has broken his tibia, he's going to be out. Poor guy. They tried to put the TNT title on Jack right away, which I think makes sense.
I literally said it.
You did.
Literally told you that was what was going to happen.
You did. But they're not going to do it directly that way because Christopher Daniels is back to act as EVP, giving us Jack 20 vibes, Jack 20 2024.
Funny Jack Tunney.
Funny Jack Tunney. So they're going to have qualifying matches leading up to Forbidden Door and not a tournament, thank God. It's another reason why I think maybe someone who's not TK is making some decisions. Because if it were just TK, we would see a fucking, tournament. It's a tournament.
A 6-week tournament.
A 6-week tournament. Instead, we get good old-fashioned qualifying matches leading up to Forbidden Door, with that new champ at Forbidden Door being crowned in a ladder match. Yes. Give me a nice ladder match. Give me a gimmick match. That's gonna be fun. I enjoy it. However, the most fun part of that segment for me is that the Acclaim came out to back up Christopher Daniels. Thank you. Please give those guys something new to do. Come on. And now it appears to be happening. I hope that's the direction that they're going in. I'm still mad at the way they lost those tag titles. Like, please fix that. I did not enjoy it at all. I don't know if it's likely they'll take those titles off of the Bucks, but give them the chance to do it.
No, it'll be FTR that takes it off the Bucks.
Oh, God.
No, because because there's only like there's two tag teams in AEW. It's the Young Bucks and FTR, and then
no one else.
And then whoever 2 wrestlers they get for 6 weeks to be champion, and then it'll go back to those 2 tag teams. That's how it always goes.
Oh God!
Like Jesus Top Flight, no. The Righteous, no. Private Party, no. Nope. It's just those 2 tag teams and that 1 tag team that dominates for like 6 weeks.
God. That gauntlet match was actually very fun. I don't know what's casino about it though. It very much is like kind of like a Royal Rumble in that way, where we don't know who's going to come out next.
Yeah, but they have to call it something else. That's because
Obviously,
no matter what they call it, it'd be like, oh, it's like the Royal Rumble. It's like, no, it's a gauntlet match, and whoever pins, like they'll just keep bringing out people until. And so this is the second time in a row that Ospreay has won the match, and it's just
Isn't
bruv, I'm better than everybody here, bruv.
Isn't it just, man? Of all of our guesses as to when we would see Swerve Ospreay, because it was a foregone conclusion, of course. Forbidden Door is not what I would have guessed.
The only way the match ends is if Swerve wins, which should happen. It's most likely going to end in a draw. So when they go to Wembley, they're going to be like, "Oh shit, this is the war to decide the score." You know what I'm saying? This is
I like that. Come on, bars.
Yeah. Hey, once again, I could move to Tennessee and do this very easily for this company.
Why Tennessee?
That's the weirdest part. Like when I was filling out the thing, I'm like, why the fuck would I want to move to Tennessee?
Why is that even where they're? Is that where they're
located?
Incorporated? Why?
It's weird, right? You would think it would be Jacksonville, but
you would think,
yeah.
Which will kind of be a worse move. I've been in Jacksonville. There's not much there.
Get more of what you want out of a Florida vacation and less of what you don't. Jacksonville. It's easier here.
So Forbidden Door season, obviously, brings us Stephanie Becker. I am so happy to see her, and it's going to be Mercedes. When I first started watching AEW and getting more into social media and stuff and following more wrestlers, this is right before Willow signed with AEW. So, and kind of the same thing is happening where I am seeing wrestlers who work for other promotions or on the indies who I'm only seeing bits and pieces of. And I get to see them in AEW, which is why I enjoy them so much, because actually doing the work of bringing people on TV. I am so fucking excited to see her in a match. Oh God. I'm so sad.
Yeah, it's if you see her stuff, she moves differently.
She does.
Wrestlers that move differently will always get some sort of buzz. I mean, we'll talk about Leo Rush and Mystico. So those guys move differently, and Stephanie Becker moves differently.
Yes.
They spoiled her entrance because Excalibur was just
they went
the Stephanie Becker.
Yes. They aired a package right before she came out. It's why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they meant to do somebody else's package. That's the weird part.
Yeah, they messed that up.
Do they really say her name, Becker? That's weird.
What is it?
Becker.
Becker. But they're not going to say it right.
I know. It's just weird.
Yeah. Well, she wrestles with CML. And
she's Chilean.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Yeah, but that gave us an opportunity in that gauntlet match to bring everybody out. People from CML, people from New Japan, and Mystico. And it wasn't just that night, because Leo actually had a match with Roddy on Collision. So they did it all week. It's the season for the Revolving Door.
Yeah.
Good times. All right, so let's move into the E. On Raw, the first 20 minutes of Raw found a way to somehow feature Nia, Gunther, other Drew, and Punk, kind of, because he immediately talked about him as soon as he got the fucking mic. And Braun Strowman because he was having a match right afterward. It was interesting to watch Luisito and Gunther work on their promos together because they both need work on them, obviously. And then see other Jew come out and get that immediate pop that neither one of them did when they came out. No shade.
No, it's just you're very obviously a placeholder. So let's just get this done and get that surly ass dude from Chicago out there, and then let's
Yes.
It's funny though about the promo thing because like you can tell that Gunther's not comfortable with that part of it. Like he doesn't.
Yeah,
like
he
it.
might never be.
I don't.
He doesn't have to.
Said
be.
When no, but
he's fucking awesome.
But like it's funny. Like you can tell he deigns to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's true.
Like when he won the crown, he was like, "Here's the fucking crown." I guess. Like,
that's true.
I don't know if that's part of the, the thing, or if that's like really how he feels about it.
Well,
but it is funny to see that in him.
Because Nia Jax is like, oh my god, I'm the queen. Oh, this is so great.
I would do that too. I want to.
Gunther is just like, I'm holding this. This is a championship just to show you that I'm the fucking best.
Right. It's just funny. It's just funny to see the differences. Like, some people are like all about the promos, and that's like they have fun with it. And you can tell some people are like, I want to be better at this, but you can tell him, he's like, this is what you're getting. Yeah. I'll try to make it interesting, but I really don't fucking care.
Yes.
Really
it's true.
I have
very German in him. Austrian, sorry.
I have these massive super slammer ass hands, and I'm married to a hot English woman, so my life is good.
It's like, I don't need to talk to you. It's okay.
Yeah. He doesn't need to impress us.
Yeah. It was, however, weird for Gunther and other Jew to simply bow out at the moments that they did, which they just kind of left the ring when it was time for them to go. Like, it was a little weird.
Yeah, like, because Gunther's just like, yeah, whatever you guys got going in the next couple months, whatever. I'll see you guys in August. Later.
Exactly. Right. Do you think he'll have a match between now and then at all?
What? Gunther?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they alluded to in King of the Ring when the match got fucked up and Randy Orton had his arm up. So that's going to be the obvious next match. And then that's what he's going to be doing. And then it'll go into SummerSlam. And it's most likely it'll be Drew McIntyre.
Yes, I agree.
Because, being a placeholder and all.
Yes,
and then,
he's gonna pick up that. He's gonna pick it up the Clash of the Castle. He has to.
Because CM Punk is not gonna take those chops. Like, I'm sorry. He is surly.
Break a pec.
He is surly as is. Like, you really expect that man to fucking take them fucking Soup Bowl slammer ass chops?
Well, I mean, and before tonight, he had posted on Twitter and I guess Instagram at the same time. All he said on there was like, when you hold all the cards, ... So he's feeling very confident in himself, apparently.
Oh, he always is.
He's also, never not. European man thing. I'm just kidding.
They're also remembering that they have a tag division because Authors of Pain. God, that's another terrible name. One day I look forward to caring about them and the Creed brothers. I'm more likely to care about the latter based off of the name alone. But they're another one who's like remembering, oh yeah, we actually do have wrestlers that work in pairs. Let's put them on TV and let them actually do it.
Like, I've been crying tears for weeks that now I haven't seen Pretty Deadly. Like,
right? I miss them. Where are the mermen?
That makes me so sad. Like, I love those two idiots, and like they're just not on TV anymore. Like, I like Theory and I like our A-Town Down Under. I love those guys because they're dickheads. But like Pretty Deadly was just, they were so great.
Yeah.
And
they're really fun because they're ridiculous. They're these two British men with long hair, and they're just like
they're wrestling mermen.
They're wrestling himbos. Well, they're not really himbos, actually. I won't say that because himbos are kind and drink their I respect women juice, and I don't think they do that. I respect women juice. There's a lot of qualifications for what is a himbo, what is a jock, and what is a beefcake. You know what I mean? Those are very different things if you ask the internet.
Oh, but I'm not sure they fit in any of those.
They're a little himbo-ish. They're himbo adjacent.
They're with a side of queer, like in the sense that in the sense that
they're salad.
If there was like
there's salad.
if there was like two, if there was like a woman in the mirror, like right in front of them, they'd be like, "Bitch, get out of the way."
They would push her
Wow,
out
we
of the
look
way.
amazing.
Yes.
Yes, I could see
Like-
that, and that's
Yeah.
entertaining.
Like the
I
queen
love
from
it.
Snow White. I could see that.
Like,
Yeah, they would mess around with that mirror.
just push the head.
I should do that. Oh, bring Penny Deadly back on TV.
Mhm.
Oh God. But the NXT call-ups, I am happy with a lot of the way they've been developing the people. I personally love the way they're building Lyra, even if it's at the expense of Damage Control, because then we get to see Io scream in Japanese and bust up a coffee table. That cracked me up. I love it.
Now she's essentially the Becky Lynch of that division because Asuka's hurt and then Becky's gone,
Mm-hmm.
and then now it's just this stupid, sexy Japanese woman just yelling all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And she can carry it. She's gonna.
Yeah.
It's something she can handle.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
same for Braun, at the expense of everyone's midsection. Like, did you see that video of him like crawling through the crowd?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, it's so funny to see people like this and do this and be like,
Motherfucker, we see you.
right? Like, with not every look. No one at a wrestling show wears a fucking muscle shirt and looks like that. Like, if you're doing that, we know that you're going to be doing something. Like, you're not fooling us.
It's like, I watched NXT for 2 years. I know what you look like.
Exactly.
I know what you look like.
Exactly.
'Cause
And look like
he's
a hot dog right now.
Oh yeah, no, he is so orange. Like
Yes.
he is so fucking
89
fast.
again.
It is one of the craziest. He moves so fast. He is faster than his uncle and his dad.
Yes,
Like-
I didn't see that coming at all. Like,
And like he, like that athleticism
wow.
more is his uncle than his father. Because like when you watch Steiner matches, those guys are just like, well, we're gonna kill some people tonight, and we don't really care.
Sure.
But like the Broad Breaker, the way like the speed and hit which he runs, you're just like, oh,
Yeah,
hopefully no one dies tonight.
hopefully. Like you can see, because apparently he was on some team for like 5 minutes, some football team for like 5 minutes. You can see it. You can see the football on there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
a cup of coffee.
For a cup of coffee, yes.
But yeah, he's just cut from a different cloth.
Yes.
For a second there, I thought you were talking about Braun Strowman because there's 2 Brauns in there, which is dumb.
Exactly. Well, I try to say like Braun because they want it's spelled Braun, so Braun Strowman, which is weird, and then Braun Breaker. This is weird. Yes. Just
But-
lead into calling him Steiner. I want them to do it.
But Braun, yeah, just call him Braun Steiner. Like
Yes.
it would only help. I think because we were talking about the Brauns, but Strowman had his thing earlier, and then they had the match with JD McDonough, and JD McDonough hits him with the chair, and they spent all night him running.
Yes. That was pretty funny.
And then now we've had the third Liv background story. In the background, you see Liv talk to JD McDonough before Braun Strowman is just like, get over here. And then he's running after him like he's fucking Scorpion. Scorpion doesn't run, but he just sounds like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
Yes. Sure. And Luisito clocked that. He's like, why are you talking to her?
And that's why he said, you know, why are you talking to Liv? And looking directly at Finn, because last week she got out of Finn's car. Like, man. Like,
Seeds are being planted.
telling background stories is such a foreign concept that me as a fan who understands like story because I work in Hollywood and a person who understands wrestling, I'm just like, that is bizarre that you guys are trying to tell stories.
Hello.
I know this is a storytelling
cameras?
medium, but this is more than I've ever expected.
Yes. And we've seen flashes of it in the past over time, but not like this. This is something new. Thank God. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But something that was kind of reminiscent of the bullshit years gone by was Chad Gable pulling out a belt like he was gonna whip Otis. Was the weirdest shit I've seen in a very long time.
Maxine just stopping the belt
Mhm.
Like, I think it's just more he's supposed to be a bully, and they're trying to
Yes, definitely. Yes.
hammer home the fact that he's a bully.
Yeah. Did you need to do it like that? That was weird. I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
And then Michael Cole was like, "This is outdated. This is something you don't see for years." I'm like, yeah, it's something we definitely would have seen in '98, no question, a lot of. But it was weird.
Mhm.
It's a weird. You know what? Chad and Otis for SummerSlam, I think, is a foregone conclusion. This is probably, when I look back onto the build up to that, it's gonna be like the one like not so great spot. I'm gonna be like, why did that happen? I didn't need that at all.
Like, wrestling has its moments of, did you have to do that?
Yeah.
And that
Definitely.
was the belt scene, because
Yeah.
I want to say back in like '98, there
Mhm.
was a storyline when with the head bashers. I'm blanket. They had a group of two like metal dudes.
Mosh and Thrasher.
Yeah, Mosh and Thrasher,
Mhm.
the headbangers.
Hey, bangers. Yes, thank you.
The headbangers. When they split off, one of them was dating a woman, and then she would show up with like bruises and shit, and then a neck brace, and then all of a sudden the guys in the locker room started beating the shit out of this dude because it was implied that he was beating the shit out of her, and I was just like,
Do you remember who it was?
it's one of the two. I think it was.
No, the one he was like beating on, allegedly.
No, I think she might have been one of those people who got smart and were like, the wrestling business is kind of dumb, and then got out.
Yes. I did. Oh God, I don't remember that at all.
Well, good, because it's not good.
Jesus Christ. See, that's what we would have seen before. But to finish out Raw, got a nice cage match. I love a cage match on a Monday night. That's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me a good big gimmick. Dom messes up again, and Liv retains. And then she kisses him, but off camera. Because the show ends with her doing that fucking stare she's been doing for a while. And we wouldn't even have known that she kissed him were it not for it being all over social media.
The legend, well, not the legend, because I just fucking love Dominic. Dominic Mysterio he is just magic. Like, I love that kid so much. Like, this man,
Dom Hive.
I'm Dom Hive all the way. The man completely abandons his family for a hot goth girl.
A lot of us Mexicans cannot resist a hot goth.
Yeah, exactly. And then now Liv is vying for his love, and they're trying to pretend like, hey, I don't want this. So like, this man is just lucking into,
right?
Dominic is so fucking awesome.
It's so interesting to show Liv kissing him, because Rhea never did that. And that's the weirdest thing. They kept telling us that they were in a romantic relationship, but it was not a romantic relationship. It was definitely a dom sub kind of thing. He was on a leash. He was on a leash.
He was not a relationship. He was a pet.
Thank you.
So wait, when she said mommy's always on top, she never really loved him? No way.
And Liv is gonna act like she did or is. This is interesting, but I wonder why they. I
mean, she just might fuck him. Rhea probably fucked Dom, but like Dom is probably gonna fuck Liv, if we know what we're talking about.
Storyline wise.
No, I was just making a top joke, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like how he's making good jokes, and then you were like, "Huh?
What?" See, this is why. If I had to move to Tennessee, I would be a very
better than a lot of these people. What they do
better than a lot of them.
Yes,
I put people out of work.
Yes.
That story has been told really well, because Priest is like a couple weeks ago is just like, so what's going on with you and Rhea? And then it goes into something else before they can even have a conversation. Mm-hmm. Then like Priest sees everything that's going on. Mm-hmm. But he's so wrapped up in like, this tiny him being in the main event for the one time in his life. Because like, as we're going on, I don't know if WWE has the balls to screw Drew McIntyre twice in Scotland.
Yeah. Oof. Better not.
And then going back to the match,
It would not work.
Liv wins, and it's cool to see that Becky. The only reason why Becky did that was she was just like, I don't think Liv needs to win the championship in a gimmick match. She needs to win it one-on-one. So
That's true. Yeah.
I'll take the brunt of that, and then a bunch of weirdos online are going to come after me and call me Becky Hogan when, if you really know Hulk Hogan, you know they are not the same people at all in any facet. Like, I mean, how many sex tapes have you seen with Becky Lynch where she goes into a racist tirade directly after? That, like, no one ever talks about that. It's just the fact that like his friend recorded him having sex with his wife, then sells it, and then they only use the sex part, and then they leaked the racist tirade directly after he had sex. You know how crazy that is? Where you're just like, oh man, I just fucked my best friend's
endorphins.
wife.
Time to be racist.
This is the best time to be racist.
Never a better time.
Never a better time.
I mean, now he's on those God channels being like, hey brother, I found God. Like he was
behind the couch the whole time.
Exactly. It was I mean, in most hotels you just look on the bedroom
The Gideons have it right there for you.
Yeah. And be like, oh shit. Let me look at this Bible and let my life change.
Oh boy.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh boy. But I wonder what we're gonna see with Liv. I know the moment that Rhea comes back, that pop is going to be enormous, monstrous. Do you think that's a SummerSlam thing?
She's coming back face. There's no way they can't.
Oh, of course not. Yes, of course, 100%. That's a SummerSlam match for sure. I think. All right, getting into SmackDown. I don't know how long we have to watch Tez do the damn job before we get a singles run from him. They're playing a game that's a little too long for my taste. Like and there was someone who made a sign a few weeks back that said street deficits, which is pretty funny. And he posted a picture of it. And there's been some hints as to like something that's gonna go on, that something's gonna happen, but they still going with this pride thing. And just how long must we suffer?
The only way this can work
it keeps being uninteresting too. Like
the only reason that the way that this can work is if they draft them to different brands, like split them up in brands. Because the way that Vince would always do it is just like, well, one person needs to be single, just turn on them. Like, like after the 20th time that happens, like that. Like that's literally the only way he broke up tag teams, where it's just like, so you're just gonna turn on him.
And yet it would be good because Tez's would be a great heel too, and that would be a great story. But more than that, it would be new and interesting. They just keep losing over and over. And I don't know for what real purpose. It's bothering me. It's getting on my nerves.
Because Tama Tonga looked great in that match. Like he looks amazing. And then Tenga Loa was the other one who stabbed John Cena. He looked okay.
Yes.
Like
yes, he looked okay.
If you watch Gorillas of Destiny's matches, that's how they all are.
Okay.
They're okay. They're just okay. They're an okay tag team. There's a reason why that when they would talk about the best tag team in the world, the Gorillas of Destiny were never brought up. Like you would get the Briscoes, you get.
Did they win a lot of titles?
They won a lot of titles in New Japan, and that's it. Like you get the Briscoes, Motor City Machine Guns, Beer Money, like all these tag teams in the 2010s. And like you never seen a fucking peep about them, and they're serviceable. They're not great.
Serviceable.
They're serviceable.
Yes, which is why it sucks. Like Tez and Doc just losing to serviceable, just to kind of develop the bloodline story, which is It's getting on my nerves. It's a little tiring. I'm ready to see something new, and I hope they get it done by SummerSlam. But I don't know.
You don't like Solo Sikoa doing his weekend impression?
I do not. Well, you know what? And let's move into talking about Heyman and KO, because that was a very interesting back and forth. Of all people, for Heyman to try to talk to and say, "Please save me from my own bullshit," KO is an interesting one. So this is a very interesting way to work the bloodline story in Roman's absence. I'm kind of surprised, but I think it's more about the group and Heyman than it is about those individual guys. Those individual guys, I don't care about at all.
KO kind of has a point because, like, he's been dealing with this fucking bullshit for like 4 years.
Over and over, yes.
Like, he got hit with a golf cart. That is one of the funniest things I have ever seen. That match.
I think that was the first time I really sat down to watch them, and I was like, "This man took a bump off a golf cart."
Like he got hit by a golf cart. It is one of the funniest things they've ever done. It's supposed to be somewhat serious, but god damn it. Just the fact that the golf cart comes out of nowhere and fucking hits him. Like, I had to rewind it so many times. It's very few things in wrestling I have seen multiple times. Like, I don't like to watch things multiple times unless it's hilarious. Like, one of the funniest things I'll ever see in my life is the opening of Bob's Burgers, where Bob is teaching Tina how to drive. I will watch it over and over and over again, and I will die every time. Him getting
Tina,
move the car, Tina. Move the car, Tina. Move the car. For the love of God, move the car, Tina.
I've told you guys before. There's some parts of Bob's Burgers that I have been like cry laughing at.
Oh yeah,
like the one for me is when they try to find. It's like their version of the Goonies.
Oh yeah,
and there's that man made out of taffy. And then Bob has that fucking boner that won't go away.
Yeah.
Stuck on the taffy man. Yes. Oh, that show is one of the most perfect shows. I'm gonna be sad when it ends, but I want it to go when it's good.
It'll probably go for a long time.
Yeah, well, it's been going for a long time. I didn't realize how long until I realized it's been going on. What, 14 years now?
Yeah,
something like that.
That is one of the few moments of comedy in wrestling where I'm like, I will watch that forever.
Yeah.
And so now he's in this storyline because he can't get away from him, and that's interesting because they will always those Samoan are like locusts, like they will just show the fuck up,
right?
And
let me guess, every 13 years. Or so there's a cycle where
there's just a bunch of new Samoans.
Yeah.
No, it's like one crop is waking up at one time, but then there's always a time when they wake up at the same time.
Yeah.
So those are cicadas, but still different.
Yeah.
Periodical cicadas are bugs, and what makes them unique is that they have a very strange life cycle. After the eggs hatch, the immatures go into the soil, and they're underground, out of sight, for up to 17 or 13 years, depending on the brood in question. And so in their 17th or 13th year in May, when the soil temperature reaches 64 degrees Fahrenheit, that's the trigger that they start coming out in big numbers. There will be billions.
So what do they do during all this time underground? Well, whether it's 17 years or 13, they're all doing the same thing. Gorging.
So they're not hibernating, they're not sleeping, they're just tunneling and sucking fluid from the tree roots.
But all hail Queen Nia. I think it truly suits her. You know, I
speaking
feel
of
kind
another
of vindicated. Yes, speaking of, I kind of feel vindicated because I liked her as a performer. Back when she was Raw Women's Champion, and you know, she was still kind of shaky, you know, being in the ring, but I liked her then even.
You got it on the ground floor with that.
I did. I feel vindicated. Like, look, here we are. I'm happy.
I told you so.
Yes.
Like, I remember when she debuted at NXT because like no one looked like her, and it was just it was really cool. And now she's been in the game forever. Like, I mean, she got fired, but you know, they like them small come back.
Yeah, they always come back.
They will always come back.
Always come back. And I liked seeing her in the Rumble when she showed up, and even if they, you know, they all kicked her out, like I knew there was something there if as long as she had the chance and worked on it. And now she's big monster heel and super irritating, but really strong. And I hope that when Charlotte comes back, it's her and Nia.
Yeah.
She's just I'm the queen, bitch.
It has to be Jade because they set that up in the Royal Rumble.
They did.
And then they did the thing a couple weeks back. And
yeah.
They're setting up for her and Jade, but
mm-hmm.
for an actual match.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
That's going to be the thing. And I was thinking after that, I'm like, Charlotte Flair is literally the only person that can win Queen of the Ring multiple times. And it's okay.
Oh, that would make sense. Yeah.
Like
she should before her career's over. Yeah.
If like there would be 1 year where she'll just win it easily. And then it's like if they don't know who to give it to, they'll just give it because she's fucking that's her gimmick. It's
exactly. Yeah.
It's like she'll come out and
I think if she hadn't been injured this year, she would have.
Yeah, because I feel like Nia.
Place for Nia.
I feel like Nia was destined for Elimination Chamber no matter what, but
for this year's Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, I think that was written in stone for a little bit.
Yeah.
I was kind of like what they're doing with Piper Niven and Bayley.
Yes. Yeah.
Where like I clocked it weeks ago. Like
you did. You did. Yes.
I'm not trying to infringe on KP's gimmick. I know he'll give me shit about that when he hears this. But with Piper Niven and just how funny that is, and
I love the shine they've been getting.
I love when people get attacked, like when they're walking out to the ring, because like there are fans literally like right there, like behind you, and you're just like, and then they get clobbered in the head. And like, not to knock Piper Niven, because I'm not gonna knock Piper Niven because she's fucking awesome, but like she's a bigger woman, so like you really think she is just like that, like light of foot that you can't hear her, like, and also the fucking floor is like really is really shiny, so you would think that would make any noise.
No reflection, no squeaking,
no squeaking at all, and you couldn't hear that. And then she attacks Bayley, and then Bayley just has this really weird cell where she is just ass up, and you're like,
yeah,
why that cell?
Why that cell? Yes. Yeah. I love that they've been getting their opportunity because they deserve it. They're fun. That said, I hate the way that the crowds have been paying Naomi just dust. Nothing.
Yeah.
It's racist.
Well,
big racial.
I mean, just bring out Naomi into foreign crowds, and then they'll appreciate her more.
They will, yeah. But I'll always be there for her. She's got just a wonderful athleticism, and I enjoy matching her up with Bayley. This is good.
Yeah,
featuring her is good. Yes, it didn't work out for her in that Elimination Chamber, and it was like too quick, too soon. But I enjoy it. And what I did enjoy this week was a break from Tiffany. Thank you. She can't be there all the time. It's a little bit too much.
You have to have some distance.
Exactly.
Because as they say, makes the heart grow fonder and all
exactly.
that.
Yes.
I think she's in Stamford, Connecticut, looking at different type of briefcases. Like, all right, so this is going to be the pink one, but the pink one should have white letters. So in my mind, that's what she was doing this week, where she was just like,
makes sense.
Right, I'm getting the briefcase ready for when I win Money in the Bank. Yeah, because that's the next one.
Yes. That's an easy one. Yes.
After Scotland.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's the next one after Scotland, because that's going to be in Canada. So, like, you'll probably get the same reaction, but, I'm interested to see the Scotland thing, like, who's going to get over that one night. If it should be somebody random. Yeah. Where it's just like, we all love Finn Balor, even though he's Irish. Yeah.
Yes. all the UK people.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
Yes. That's the same thing.
They'll tell you it's not, but okay.
If the UK is the same thing, so actually there's 4 countries. Yay.
And half them hate one part of it.
Yes.
Most of them, I think, actually.
seeing AJ in that blue suit, it reminded me of Brother Love, and I looked it up and I was like, oh, he wore a white suit.
I love you.
Yes, it was strange. You know what? After seeing Jordan earlier this week, I really swore up and down that they were going to find some way to bring TNA into a story with AJ.
That'd be interesting. I just feel that what they're doing with NXT is more like NXT. That's the level you're at. You're not getting. You're not going to get somebody that is going to be on our main roster.
True.
You'll get somebody adjacent. Like if we saw fucking Tegan Knox there, we would be like, okay, that's about it. Like you're not going to see Bailey there. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to see one of their cash cows there. You're going to see like who's in catering this week?
Yeah.
Michin.
Right.
All right.
Seriously. I guess I didn't know where they were going with AJ, and I was expecting some sort of surprise.
Oh no, as soon as I saw that fucking cauliflower blue ass suit, I was just like, oh, he's doing a Mark Henry.
Yes, thank you.
I clocked it from the beginning. I'm like, yeah, he's doing a Mark Henry. So when he turned, I'm like, oh my god.
Like, I guess they're just spinning the block with him and Cody again.
Match was phenomenal.
But you already did that. Does that mean we get him and Cody again?
Yeah,
just with him.
2 out of 3 falls.
2 out of 3. Yeah. I guess they do it again, but with AJ more heel or just definite heel. It was Cody an odd Rhodes, ending. It is not what I expected.
Cody Rhodes is the most over wrestler in the world.
Yes.
Like everywhere he goes, because he's not around sweaty nerds with Bullet Club shirts, he's going to get cheered.
Yes.
Like financially, the greatest decision in the history of professional wrestling was just leaving those nerds in AEW. It was just like, hey, I'm going to be the most over face in professional. Like he's an all-time face.
Yes.
Like
sure.
We're already at the point. Like I mean, he's probably never going to surpass Hogan because Reaganomics or whatever the fuck. But like,
yeah, because he would have to have that belt for fucking 5 years.
But like with Hogan's popularity and Stone Cold and The Rock were never really like all the way baby faces.
Yeah,
they were just like good guys that had heel tendencies.
Yes,
like they would use a chair to win a match.
Yeah,
no questions.
Or heels that were just super popular.
Yeah. So
it was an odd finish. It wasn't what I expected. And I just guess they're fully in a program now. We're gonna see probably 2 more matches with him, which is fine.
I think this is just gonna be the last one, and then the roadie coach is gonna have to move on to somebody else.
Please, jeez. So does that mean that they have a match at Clash of the Castle?
Oh yeah. Like I mean, they're setting it up. I mean, Clash of the Castle, is on the 12th of June, so that's
it's quick. It's right around the corner. It's fine. I understand. I was just hoping for something a little more surprising, but it was kind of anticlimactic for me.
Yeah.
You thought so too?
Yeah. Like it's just my issue is I know wrestling too well, so I knew exactly what was happening when it was happening.
Yeah.
He has the guys from he has the OC come out, and then when Cody gets there, they're like, all right, let's go to the back. And then neither of them came back. It was one of those things where you're just like, they're backstage while this meeting's happening, and you're just like, oh, do we not go back? Or
like, I just mean, there's that cut ties, I guess.
No, I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I know AJ's not taking it. AJ's,
Oh no.
AJ's just there to collect the check and be on steroids.
All right. Follow us on the social medias. On YouTube, we are at Home Wrestling League. On Twitter, we are at _HWL. And on Instagram, we are at home_wrestling_league. If you're listening on Spotify, check out the poll in the Q&A and give us a 5-star rating there. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, do the same there. And you know how it works here. We just kind of stop at, we don't have an ending. We do an Irish goodbye. Irish goodbye, Irish goodbye, Irish goodbye.